There's one truth in life that I know. Prince Adon believes in you. Welcome friends, Last Scarf here, and it's time for a quick vlog. It is Thursday morning, before I go to the Derby. Gotta be there early because you want to settle down everything, study up on the Derby, and then do your thing. It's on Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember right now. I think it's always Saturday, but I can't remember. Channel stuff first. Night in the Woods is over. Thank you for watching that LP. It's all done now, so if you want to binge that, go binge that, because that was an amazing LP. I really like that one. There's other things I want to do with that, but don't have the time right now. When I get back from the trip, I will do a couple more things with Night in the Woods before we're done with that. Another LP will replace it eventually. Zelda LP is almost done. Again, do we want to marathon another one, or we should just let that go because Zelda was just an exception? Nier Automata is going to keep going. Streamed, of course, I won't be around to do some streams, so unfortunate. The TAD bonus for Breaking 100, the karaoke stream, will be Thursday or Friday night, around 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. PST for a couple hours. I have not decided which night yet. I will do the announcement on Tuesday, so look out for that video. As far as next TAD one, I don't know. So far, the only suggestion has been do a knitting stream, which would be, I could do that. I don't know how good a stream that would be. Like, it basically becomes a Scarf Knits while we do an AMA, I guess. I don't know. If you want that, suggest that in the TAD video. Also, you want to make a suggestion in the TAD video because that, of course, gives you a chance to win the $15 giveaway from that month. Other thing on the channel that I think that's it. Not remember, but just mentioning it, we're an affiliate now, so we can do cheers and hopefully for other things with Twitch in the future. For our channel go, I think that's it. Oh, collabs. Doing more collabs, of course. Won't be able to do collabs while I'm gone, but there are more collabs coming up in the future. I really like working with these guys, and hopefully I can find other people to work with as well. Collabs are just fun to do. They're for dang sure. And as we do it more, I'll get better at it with more people, and just getting good at collabs is not a bad idea at all. Voice throughs, I'm thinking I Am Setsuna will come up in the future for a voice through. Right now we're still doing FF though. And yeah. The channel's got some fun stuff coming up. One-shots, we just did the Dragon Quest Heroes video. I really like that game. It's pretty fun, but it's not for everyone. It's a niche kind of thing. It's Dynasty Warriors. Other things is going to be the next one-shots coming up are also niche, but they're really good. Birthday's the Beginning is a very weird game where you're building land and stuff and messing with temperature and everything to create life. From the beginning of existence to humanity. You create life and you try to evolve it all the way across. And it's so fun, but it's a very niche idea, and I like it, though. It's very cool. The other one is Expeditions Viking. This is more of a traditional RPG tactical. Very fun, like it a lot, recommend the hell out of it. You'll see that video come in the future. I played the game, played it for 10 hours straight, had to take a break to do the one-shot. I really like it. I can't wait to play more of that. Oh, before we go to the topic, the Derby. So why is the Derby so popular? The Derby is where they try to bring in some of the best horses in the US together, and they also bring in some international horses, and they all race, and it's 20 horses. That is a mess of horses. And because of that, because they're super strong favorites and really big long shots, like 50-to-1 horses, and it's a big freaking mess, you can get some really wild results. You can get a bunch of long shots winning this thing, despite there being such really strong horses. And if you get enough of those long shots together, it is worth thousands and thousands of dollars. You have a horse you really like, you can put $20 on that horse for win, plays, and show, and you make like a little bit of money, not bad. You can do the exacta, make a little bit of money. You can do the trifecta, make a good amount of money. Superfecta, make thousands of dollars. And it only takes you about, let's see, like 20, 12, 16, so you can spend like maybe 30, 40 something to make a good amount of money if you got the right horses. You got to spend about 60 to I think like 80 or 90 if you want to make thousands of dollars. But think about that. Only that much money to make thousands of dollars, or just a little bit to make hundreds of dollars. You can make a tidy little sum from the Kentucky Derby, which is why it's so popular. It is a mess of horses, it's a bunch of the best horses, but it's also a good chance at making a whole lot of money. So that is pretty damn cool. And that is why the Kentucky Derby is a thing. The other ones can also be good as well, but the Kentucky Derby is the big one because it's 20 freaking horses. And it's just huge. As far as theater goes, I learned a couple things from theater. Italian theater is where improv came from. It's also where the Comedy dell'Arts came from. That brought out improv, but also brought out like other kinds of theater, and is the precursor to WWE. Like, their style of doing theater is what leads to what WWE is, which is very interesting. A very interesting style there. There's also French theater, which is kind of similar. French theater allowed women to own stock in theater. Italian theater allowed women to be on stage. If a man was on stage as a woman, he had to wear a mask, but women could just be unmasked. But then you have English theater and Spanish theater, and both of them did not allow women on the stage. They were very more religious about things, and they're just more restrictive. So if you want to be a woman actor, and even a stock owner, you want to be in Italy or France. So that's something right there. There's a little bit of history on theater. Now, that's everything except for the topic. And the topic is an interesting topic. What defines a hero? Right now, just in the comments, what do you think defines a hero? I want to hear that. And then after the rest of this, what do you think after just that? The reason for this topic is a conversation from last night. Me and some friends were talking, and we play this game together, and there's one guy who, he does these big acts of, he's trying to be a hero. He does these big shows of force, these big shows of trying to help us out and everything, but it always backfires, and he always looks like a damn idiot, and it screws us all over, and it's really annoying. And we're like, one of us said, well, he's just trying to be a hero, and then one of us was like, but he's not. And then we just started talking about the definition of heroism. One person put it that it's self-sacrifice. They're willing to sacrifice yourself for another human being to save a life. And it's like, yeah, I can see that as being heroism. Another one put it as just saving a life, yeah, risking your life and all that. But just saving a life makes you a hero. And just a couple other definitions of what a hero is. And I'm just thinking back in my head like, well, okay, what about this as a hero or that as a hero? I said some things, but I didn't say everything I was thinking just because the conversation just kept going, in a way. But another one that, I'll bring up this part later, but so let's just go with this first part. Someone that saves a life, someone that's willing to risk their lives for others, and such like that. And the question is, how rigid does that definition have to be? I think, is if you have to save lives, you have to save lives to be a hero. You have to risk your life to be a hero. You have to be those things. Because, like, doctors save lives all the time. Like, they could just be total pricks and everything, and they're actually just doing it for the money. They don't care about the people and anything. Does that make them a hero or not? Like, they're just doing it, they're saving lives, but it's more for money than for, like, does the reason why they do something, does that affect heroism or not? That's a question right there. Would you call Dr. House a hero, I suppose? Well, he's this well-meaning assholes, but, but there are doctors who they do surgery for the money. They don't give a crap about the person. They're just doing it for the money and all that stuff. Are they still a hero or not, is a question there. Another is, just for saving lives, is, well, are we a hero? We've prevented 6 suicides. Are we a hero? I would say no. Just saving lives I don't think is enough. I think there's just got to be more to it. I don't know, but probably not us. Probably not. Like, what is it that really defines a hero? And obviously there's a lot of black and white to that. There's a lot of different criteria and requirements that you can make, a bunch of different metrics you can have for what defines a hero. And I want to hear what different people's thoughts are on that. Because I don't think you have to save a life to be a hero. I think you can do plenty and not have to risk your life and not have to save a life to become a hero. Because I look at teachers and I go, how can I not think they're heroes? But like a good teacher, obviously, not some crap one. Like a teacher that puts in the time and the effort to just teach kids, who really cares about their education, who just deals with whatever bullcrap they gotta deal with to help kids get better. Help kids become something more. I would say is a hero. I would say a teacher can be a hero, for dang sure. A pillar of society, just someone in society who has just been there for a lot of people. They're helping with donations, or they're at the soup kitchen, or they're just helping out the homeless. They're bringing blankets, just whatever. Doing good things for society, I feel, is enough to be a hero. Don't necessarily need to save lives, don't necessarily need to risk their life. I feel being a good person of society can make you a hero. Being someone who makes everyone else better, I think that can make you a hero. I don't think you just have to save a life. I don't think you just have to sacrifice yourself or risk yourself. Cops, heroes. Plenty of them are. There's also bad ones, of course. Firefighters, heroes. Like, there's these people, like EMTs, heroes. There are plenty of people who go out there and put themselves at risk to save lives. And yeah, those are heroes, for sure. But I don't think they're the only heroes. I think you can widen that definition a little bit. You can broaden it out a little bit more. Not saying everyone's heroes, of course, but I'm just saying there are plenty of heroes. Question is it too broad to define parents as heroes? They're taking care, like, there's plenty of bad parents, but there's also some amazing parents who just take care of their kids, helping them with their education, helping them with everything, just making them be a better person, making them be great people for the future. Are they not heroes? Or are they heroes? Just things like that. What defines a hero? What is an example of a hero to you? That is the real question there. And then the conversation went to an interesting direction, and that was villains being heroes. Like, even villains can save lives. But and just different things of leading to heroism is, well, if a villain rises up, a hero has to rise up. So doesn't that make the villain a good thing? Because a hero had to rise up. Or a villain shows up, messes with a lot of things, and it shows all the weaknesses of society, and the society fixes them, makes things even better. Does that make the villain a hero? Because they made it that the people reacted and made things possible to save lives in a better way, or whatever. And I was thinking about it, like, yeah, it's a bit gray and everything like that. And then they brought up that history is written by the victors. And I thought about World War II, because everyone thinks about World War II. I'm like, yeah, Hitler's a goddamn villain. Even if they won, I don't think history would be so kind to a guy who just did what he did. But Stalin was on the Allied side now, wasn't he? But do we see him as a hero? I know we don't. What other countries do? Do other countries think Stalin was a hero? Stalin killed so many of his people to stay in power. I would not consider that a hero. But we could not win World War II without him. Without the power of Russia. Without the numbers of Russia. There was no way we were going to win that war. Even if we won it without Russia, it would take a lot longer than it did to do it. Because Russia is just a hell of a force on that side. And so I would not define Stalin as a hero. Not in any way. He's a very, very bad man. It was a very bad man. He killed so many people just to stay in power. It's scary. He erased things. He erased people. It's a scary damn time. I would not define him as a hero. He did plenty of pumping himself as a hero in his own country, but that was a very bad man who helped us end a very bad thing. So I don't know. It becomes very gray in that way. Of course it's gray. There's plenty of gray. But even those who sacrifice themselves, the question is, are they a hero? Maybe to some, maybe not to others. And here's the example I want to give, and I wish I remembered his name, but this is a historical one. A couple decades back, a plane crashed in a river, and it was a very cold river. Only 5 people survived. A helicopter shows up, puts down the life preserver to pick someone up. 2 people get there, a man and a woman. The man gives life preserver to the woman. She goes up. They send it back down. That man gets another person and puts him on the life preserver, and it goes back up. And this repeats. When the fourth person goes up, they sent it down again, but the man was nowhere to be found. They found his body later on at the bottom of the river. This man sacrificed himself. He was willing to put his life away. He was willing to have everyone else get that preserver first before him. He died, of course. He died of hypothermia. And this was decades ago. So they looked at it like 20, 30 years later, and they looked at his family and looked at the families that he saved. Like the families of the people that he saved. And those families prospered and did very well. But his own family, they fell into disarray. His wife fell apart. His son grew up without a father, got into drugs, got into crime. His life was just not so great. The man himself, he was a Navy man. He was an immigrant. He was just a very friendly person who was just great to society. But he died, and his family fell apart without him. But because of his sacrifice, 4 other families did very well. And so to those 4 families, he's a hero. To just in general, he's a hero. But to his own family, is he a hero? He left them, and they fell apart without him. Is he a hero to them? Maybe he still is, but they did come apart without him. That is just a gray thing about it all is, well, you sacrifice yourself. You don't have to worry about what happens after, I suppose. One of my friends, they're gonna join the military, and they're gonna go out there, and their view of a great death is dying protecting their brothers and sisters in arms. And that's a very heroic death, yes. But I'd rather they not die. I'd rather I see them for a long time. But that's what I want. What they want is the Valhalla death. But I just think about this, like, it is a heroic act. They'll be heralded as a hero. But at the same time, I think about friends and family of anyone who sacrificed themselves, and just like, well, shit, they lost that person. How do they feel? And I'm not saying that doesn't make a person heroic from what they leave behind. I just think about that spectrum of things as well, is just what gets left behind by things like that, I guess. Which doesn't necessarily play into heroism definition or anything. I just think about that as well. And what do you guys think of that? You know me, exploring thoughts. But I've gone on long enough on this topic. Just what defines heroism to you? That is the question there. Is it a very rigid definition? Am I wrong to think that it is a very gray area? Or am I wrong to not think it's black and white? What do you think? That is the question there. What defines heroism? And do I sway it a little bit into a gray area or not is the question. But there you go. That right there is the vlog. I had fun talking. I had fun listening. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun, thanks for coming by, and see you next time.